What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my review of the TCL Tab 10 5G. Now, I'd like to thank TCL for being kind enough for sending this out to me to cover here in the channel. Of course, all opinions expressed in this video are completely my own, but with all that said, let's take a closer look at the actual tablet itself. Now, the TCL Tab 10 5G is being offered at Metro by T-Mobile and T-Mobile at a full MSRP of $299. However, I'd imagine that most people that end up getting this tablet likely will not be paying full price for it, as the carriers do tend to bundle in tablets like this with various plans and services in exchange for some sort of promotion or discount. Now, that being said though, if you do end up paying $299 for this tablet, I do still feel like you're getting a really solid value here, as you really are getting a lot. Now, one thing's for sure that I'll mention right away, this tablet is definitely meant to be more of a content consumption device rather than a content creation device. So unlike an iPad Pro, where maybe you can use that for video editing, or you can use a stylus or something like that to draw, this tablet is definitely meant more for just consuming content rather than doing anything overly advanced. However, considering that this is an affordable tablet, that definitely makes complete sense. Now, considering that this tablet is all about content consumption, the two things that matter the most, this tablet does really well at. So the first thing is, this tablet does have stereo speakers, which I'll be showing you a demonstration of later on in the video, so that's excellent. And then, the tablet has a really great looking display. So we're getting a very large 10.1 inch panel here. The display itself is LCD at 1080p. We're getting a 244 ppi with this device, and we are getting a 16:10 aspect ratio. So what's great about a 16:10 aspect ratio is that this tablet is very usable, whether it's in portrait or landscape, which is definitely great to see. Now, TCL as a company got their start with making display panels. They've been creating TVs for well over a decade, so they have a lot of experience when it comes to this. And when they started creating tablets and smartphones, they took their expertise with displays and applied that to those products as well. And you can definitely tell that's the case here with the TCL Tab 10 5G, as this display panel looks excellent. We're getting great colors here. Of course, with it being 1080p, it is very crisp and clear, but even the display panel itself looks fantastic. Awesome colors, pretty good viewing angles as well, considering that it is LCD. So TCL really couldn't have done a better job with the display on this device. Another thing I like about it too is that the bezels are relatively slim, but at the same time, there's still enough area here to grab on so that you can hold onto the tablet without having your fingers be in the way of the display itself. The tablet's also not overly heavy. I have no problem with using it with just one hand. Of course, with one hand, I can't really do much on the display itself, but at least when holding the tablet, it's not a problem to hold it with one hand. Now, with this tablet, we do have a 5 megapixel front-facing camera, and then on the back of the tablet, we do have an 8 megapixel camera. There is no fingerprint sensor with this tablet, which is a bit unfortunate. However, it does feature face unlock, and it is really quick and accurate, so that's really good. Now, unfortunately, this tablet only has 32 gigabytes of internal storage, which I would say is barely enough. However, thankfully the tablet does feature microSD card expansion, so you can offload photos and videos, for example, to free up some internal space. Now, with this tablet, we do have 4 gigabytes of RAM, paired up with the MediaTek Compagno 800T processor. Now, overall, I wouldn't say that processor is that capable. It's at least good enough so that you can go on social media, you can browse the web, do all those various tasks. Video streaming is fine with that processor. And of course, that processor does enable 5G connectivity, so it is nice that you can use your carrier's latest and greatest network here with this tablet. But navigating around the device is pretty quick. It isn't as fast as it definitely could be, but at the same time, again, it works well enough. And if you are using this tablet for watching movies mostly, for example, it's not like you're really going to be going all throughout the operating system that often. So compared to a tablet that maybe is meant more for productivity, that is definitely a lot more important. So for what it is, I feel like this tablet does perform well enough. Now, I did run a benchmark test using Geekbench 5, and I'll show you the scores from that test right now. But essentially, I got a single core score of 513 and a multi-core score of 1664. So if you currently have a tablet and you're thinking about upgrading, what I recommend doing is running this test on your current tablet to compare your scores to these scores to see if the TCL Tab 10 5G is even that much of a performance upgrade over what you currently have. But reading articles, for example, on this tablet is a really good experience. You can see how clear this text is, for example, And of course, with such a large display at 10.1 inches, it really makes things even better here. So compared to reading an article on a smartphone, for example, this feels a lot more natural, similar to an e-reader, for example. So I can definitely see a lot of uses for a large tablet like this one. And with the level of detail that we're getting here too, images look really good. I'll be showing you some video samples in a second here, but in general, it's just a very capable tablet for reading articles and going on different websites and things like that. Through the seat itself, I'd also like to mention that the e-bike did arrive with a broken taillight bracket. Now fortunately... So as I mentioned earlier on in the video, this tablet is really good for watching video content. Not only do videos look excellent on this display, but in addition to that, the speakers are really good on this tablet as well. And we are getting stereo speakers. We're getting audio coming out of both the left side and right sides when watching in landscape mode. Of course, if you want to watch in portrait, you'll get audio coming out of the top and bottom of the tablet. But definitely watching in landscape gives you the most immersive experience here. And then since this display is 16 by 10, you can crop in slightly if you want to fill up the entire display area. Now, I wouldn't necessarily buy this tablet specifically for the cameras, but the cameras that we are getting here are decently usable. So I'll give you some examples here. So if you want to take a selfie, you can definitely take a decent looking selfie. And there we go. That's how it looks. So definitely they're usable, for what it is. Not bad. And then another great thing too is that if you want to flip around to the rear camera, it's definitely good enough that you can use this as a document scanner. So let me show you an example right now. I took a picture of that document and you can see that I can zoom in really good detail here. That's something that sometimes with these lower end affordable tablets, you really can't find, in the sense that you get a very bad rear camera. So the rear camera on this tablet is perfectly good. It gets the job done. And again, if you want to use it for document scanning, it's plenty good for that as well. And then video recording with this tablet does max out at 1080p with both the front and rear cameras. Now this tablet does feature an 8,000 milliamp hour internal battery, so definitely expect to get very good battery life out of it. Easily a full day of usage, and if you're going to go on a long plane ride, for example, you'll have no problem getting through all of that in just a single charge. But taking a closer look at the hardware itself, this tablet is made completely of plastic besides the display, which is glass. On the left side of the tablet, there's nothing. On the right side, there's a microphone, volume up and volume down, and that's pretty much it. Then up top here, we have a speaker and microphone, and then also the power button. And then we also have a speaker on the bottom of the tablet, a USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and the slot for the micro SD card and SIM card. Now, one thing that you cannot find with this tablet is any sort of 3.5mm headphone jack. So if you do want to use traditional wired headphones, you will have to use an adapter to plug into the USB-C port. And then taking a look at the back of the tablet, I do like this design here. Of course, it's nothing too sophisticated, but at the same time, it does get the job done. We have the camera module right there, and then the TCL logo, and that's pretty much it. And the back of this tablet definitely does pick up some fingerprints, but in general, I would recommend pairing up this tablet with a case of some sort, just so that you don't have to really worry about the plastic getting scratched on the tablet itself. Now here is the box that the tablet does come in. On the back of the box, it does give us kind of a summary of the various specifications. Oh, another thing too that I almost forgot to mention, this tablet does feature 18-watt fast charging, which is really great, especially since we do have such a large battery with it. And then in the box, we do have a USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. We have a TCL branded wall adapter, and we have a quick start guide. Another nice thing too is that this wall adapter is rated for 18 watts, so you don't have to go out and buy a separate wall adapter to get the full fast charging with this tablet. So in conclusion, I definitely think the TCL Tab 10 5G is a solid budget offering from TCL. I can imagine that this tablet will be a huge success, considering that there aren't necessarily that many great options in this budget segment. And again, for what this tablet is, it's a great option if you're looking for a reliable tablet to use mostly for watching video content, going on social media, and reading articles or ebooks. But if you want to spend a lot more money, you can definitely get a different tablet that's a lot more capable. But for a tablet that's under $300, this is really an excellent value. But I hope you enjoyed my review of the TCL Tab 10 5G. If you liked it, definitely give the video a thumbs up. But this is Kevin here, and I will see you in the next one.